All right, we're on. Good evening and welcome to Federico Advanced. I am Adam Federico, Creative Director of Federico Beauty Institute and AJF Salon here, as well as coordinator of all the advanced education at Federico Advanced. And I'm here to share with you a little bit this evening what's coming down the pipe for the rest of the year at Federico Advanced, as well. I feel like I've been caught my pants down. 2015 calendar. And we kind of have a special episode this evening. We're kind of regaining a new focus, new format for Federico Advanced, kind of looking at the analytics of our previous episodes. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to keep these episodes a little shorter, a little sweeter, and just more to the point, meaning as we're working through haircuts, we may have half the head previously cut and just finishing out the other half. So I know as hairdressers as well as myself, I think our attention span is not, in an hour to an hour and a half kind of form. So we're going to try to keep our episodes down to about 30 to 45 minutes and more impactful. So, and that also means I got to keep myself a little bit more short-winded, not so lengthy and breathy. Shit. So tonight we got Billy Miller, my colleague, who's going to come up and he's going to, interesting episode, rather than taking you through different haircuts, he's going to just kind of do an episode focusing on the front of haircuts and cutting fringes. So we've got 3 different models coming in where Billy's going to work out different fringe lines, techniques, and shapes because obviously, a lot of what we do in the salon behind the chair, the length's there, what the technique is being the layers, most clients really don't know if it's a really strong technique, strong shape, whatever it might be, but what they really see is what's going on right here, because that's what they see all day, every day when they're looking in the mirror. And it'd be interesting to know how many times a woman looks in the mirror a day. It'd probably be a scary fact. 937. Billy just pulled that out of his back pocket. He knows it.
Two less than you.
2 less than, that's funny. It's funny. Yeah. I always cut hair all day, so I'm staring in a mirror, of course. Yeah, it's actually smart. Okay, so just talk a little bit about the calendar and what we just came out of and what we've got coming up is we just had Mr. DJ Muldoon out this last weekend on Monday doing a sold-out class. It was an amazing class, hands-on haircutting. We had like 22 people in there doing hands-on with DJ, and we had another like 15 people in the morning session doing a theory and demonstration. So that was really exciting to see because, as we started this Federico Advanced endeavor about a year ago, it was definitely one of those, you build it and you kind of hope that they will come. And I said it in our introduction on Monday, it was definitely like they came. And we're just kind of, creating that momentum, and we're hoping that all of our future classes have that same kind of shape, look, and feel. It was also a really cool day because we had special guest Douglas McCoy with the House of Pop in the house. He was here for something that we were hosting on Tuesday, but DJ brought him up on stage and he demoed with DJ, so the people in the audience definitely got more bang for their buck, something a little bit unexpected, so that was really cool. Yeah, and then on Tuesday, this is something I don't ever really share, is, we're a cosmetology school, barbering school, and aesthetic school as well. But, Federico Advanced is on multiple levels, not just for the outside licensed professionals, but we definitely try to drive advanced education to our undergraduate students. So we hosted this thing called the Salon Symposium, and that's where DJ and Douglas shared the stage again, doing an hour-long presentation, cutting models, had some pre-done models, inspiring and educating, the future generation of hairdressers. Also out, we had Lee Jackson, who works with Nick out at Arrojo, out doing an hour-long presentation, doing like the new shag technique that Arrojo's been working on. That was great. We had Goldwell KMS out. They did a short presentation kind of talking about their new blondes, as well as my salon team, AJF, which will be launching our own academy out in 2015. We had a really strong model presentation where we did 3 pre-done haircuts on females and 3 pre-done men, kind of talking about, you know, what you would expect if you were to take an AJF Advanced course. And what you would expect is a lot of what you see going on here at Federico Advanced live stream, because this is a lot of my salon team obviously doing the demos every Thursday evening. So that was a really great event. We also had Peter Anthony out from Las Vegas with Let's Talk About Your Hair, doing a really great 40-minute presentation on the importance of marketing and social media marketing, and how to set yourself apart from the rest. Yeah, and then that was the morning. And then the second part of the day, we had, you know, like I say, about 170 of our students in the audience, and then about another 100 salon owners and representatives in the audience for that morning presentation. Then it broke out where the salon owners set up booths, and, you know, they were able to demo, you know, doing cutting, coloring techniques, some barbering, which was represented by our barber students. But it kind of acted as a job fair for our students to go around and meet and greet, you know, the salons of the area. So there's an opportunity for our students to network, as well as to get more education as, you know, these salons were demoing. So that was really, really cool. So what's coming up at Federico Advanced in October, October 19th and 20th, we have Douglas McCoy coming back down from Spokane, Washington, doing a Build Your Brand class, which is going to be focused on hair cutting, finished up with a photo shoot that you'll do from your cell phone or your phone, smart device, teaching you how to shoot your models, how to shoot your clients, and the importance of social media marketing on Instagram, Facebook, which he has been, you know, at the forefront of, you know, within his brand, the House of Pop. So that's coming up, and that's super cool. Then just after Douglas McCoy, we have October 27th, we've got Mr. David Gatt coming in. David Gatt's going to do a day with our students in a homeroom with myself and then another gentleman by the name of Stephen Adams. So David has a very long tenure. He's worked with Aveda for a long time, very successful salon owner out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's called Square Root Salon, and he's on the Arrojo Style Council with myself. So he's a phenomenal hair cutter, hairdresser, so he'll be out sharing some knowledge and inspiration. After David comes out, that kind of like ends out the year here at Federico Advanced, but I want to share with you on what's coming up in 2015. So in 2015, January, we've got Jeremy Davis Barbola, who is ex-Sassoon creative director, very talented hair cutter. He'll be coming out in the second to third week of January. And in March, we have a local treasure, a local talent, a woman by the name of Marcy Landgraf, who had worked many years with Sebastian on their international core artistic team, working under the wing of Robert Labetta. She was responsible for creating a lot of those very strong, ethereal, like hairdressing looks that, you know, Sebastian has showed on stage and through their imagery through, you know, the 90s into the early 2000s. So she'll be doing a hairdressing day focused on, you know, more, I guess, evening wear, and then getting into a very creative avant-garde kind of hairdressing. In April, we have something catered more towards barbering and men's contemporary haircutting with Jess Rusty Blade Sutton and the Barbertorium coming out from Rochester, New York. It's Jess coming out with two of his counterparts, and they're going to be doing focusing on you know, scissor over comb cutting, clipper cutting, and just like kind of like men's contemporary hairdressing, hair cutting. In June, we have Sally Rogerson with SR Education, and I think most of you guys know who Sally is. She was a strong creative force with Sassoon for years. Has gone off independent in the past like 3 years and really building her brand with SR Education. So she'll be out for a couple of days. In August is the big one for me. We've got Mozilla and Palmer coming out from the United Kingdom, and this is really cool because Mozilla and Palmer hasn't really set foot in the States. And I said this last week, and this is kind of how my analogy to it is kind of like bringing the Beatles to America. So Mozilla and Palmer will be out for 3 days doing some workshop classes as well as an all-day seminar look and learn session in our theater space. November, we have Jake Thompson coming out. Jake Thompson from Salt Lake City, Lunatic Fringe Salon. Jake Thompson is, you know, several-time NAHA winner, very strong hairdresser, strong hair cutter, so he's going to be coming out. And then supplementary education on all the off months. We have an AJF branded education coming out, so the AJF Academy launching in 2015. And our focus is we're going to be doing a lot of classes, what we call AJF Vintage, which is going to be a classic new approach to creating, you know, those modern shapes, but with, well, classic shapes with a modern twist, modern technique. We've got some AJF advanced classes, advanced scissor cutting classes, razor fundamental classes, advanced razor classes, which will be focusing on the straight blade, the plie blade, men's contemporary classes, so taking you from long to short on men, working all different shapes and techniques. And then we'll be doing a portfolio class where it's a 2-day class where the first day will be working on long-haired doll heads, working on techniques in regards to doing editorial styling, from red carpet styling to very avant-garde editorial styling. And then the second day is where you bring in a model and you create a look on your model. Then it's finished out with a photo shoot in our photography studio, so you can begin to build your portfolio. As well as we'll have just another class, which will be an editorial class with just a very strong editorial focus. So that's a little bit about what's coming down the pipe in 2015 here at Federico Advanced. We love to see you here. Something special that we do is, you know, a lot of these classes may have you know, a price tag on it, which may be very hard for you just to pay for, you know, up front. So what we do is we do payment plans at Federico Advanced, meaning if there's a class coming down, you know, the year, and it's easier for you to put like 25 bucks or 50 bucks a month, you know, to the side to contribute to that class, we can set it up where we'll do an automatic like credit card withdrawal every month until that class date comes up. As well as we do packages where if you've got multiple people that you want to bring out from your salon, which can give you discounts on the classes. So please feel free to reach out to us. You can come find us at www.federico.edu and go to the Advanced tab, click on that. You can view the calendar that's upcoming. You can also find us on, obviously, Facebook at Federico Advanced, Instagram at Federico Advanced, and check out the team of AJF at ajfsalon.com. You know, AJF Salon on Facebook, AJF Salon on Instagram. You can find me at Adam Federico on Instagram. And any questions you may have, feel free to email me. It's super easy. It's ajf@ajfsalon.com, and I can help you out with any questions you may have. Once again, I'm Adam Federico, and I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Billy Miller. Yeah! I gotta pass the mic, really?
You gotta pass the mic.
I gotta shut up now?
No, just keep going.
Thank you guys very much.
That's what they're saying at home. Oh God, he's gotta give the mic to that guy.
Get him up.
All right, so I am actually going to grab some combs. I already grabbed my combs. Nice. Got a pocket full of combs here that we're going to be working with. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
One last thing. I don't need that. I had to shout into your ear.
Oh my God.
Next week out in New York is the Arrojo Expo. So I don't know if any of you guys are planning to be out there, but Billy and I will both be out there. Please come up and introduce yourself. We'd love to meet you. Love to hang out.
Definitely.
Buy you a cocktail. I'm Billy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hopefully it's an open bar.
It is an open bar.
Nice.
Perfect, right?
All the drinks are on me then. Hopefully none thrown at me this time. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to assess like what's going on. I actually want to, I take this portion of the haircut and kind of view without any kind of robe or drape or anything on, because I kind of want to see what the attire is and then find out what their normal everyday wear is. But also I want to focus on facial features when working with a fringe. We have a couple of piercings, which is adding a little bit to the face. So I'm actually going to shake it up a little bit and actually not go with the standard, this is your face shape, this is how we should cut the fringe. I have been seeing a lot of heavier fringes recently. So I am going to work with that with 3 different shapes. This one I'm going to keep a little more solid, like you had already seen the haircut earlier when Adam had spun Madeline around. You see that it's really soft. It's got a little bit of layer into it. So we've been noticing a good bit of a 70s kind of influence. We noticed it a lot this weekend. Not to get in too much, but I'm going to kind of feel that out and do a similar kind of heavier fringe. I'm actually going to take a little bit out of the temporal area and kind of include that so it's not so soft right here and it kind of recollects down at the bottom. So as we're getting ready to do this,
do you want me to put my hand over it so people always catch it?
no,
Okay.
it'll be totally fine. And we have a lot of like anesthesia and stuff like that here. You know, it's fine. Laughing gas. All right, so I'm just going to spin around. I've been playing with this lately, so just to show you, I kind of went in and back out. That's where we still have hair that hangs over, and we're not totally taken out to the ear. We still have a little bit more. So I'm going to match that on this side, and then we're going to go from there and get started. I was actually saying we're not going to use names. We're just going to go model 1, 2, and 3, but this is Madeline. Madeline. See, that's why we're going to go with just numbers. Thanks. Thanks, Billy. So let's just collect this really quick and see about how far to about here. So it went. All right. So now what we're going to do, we're going to have you lean forward just for a second. I just want to grab this cape. All righty. Oh, it's nice and toasty. All right, so we do have everything smoothed out. I'm actually just going to keep the hair right there under the cape. That way it doesn't get in the way. So we're going to treat this as we would if they were wet. I'm just going to section out, see what we're doing, what the hairline's going to do. I'm not going to put a lot of tension. I don't want to crease the hair since it's dry already. So earlier I was spending some time to push this around to see what's going to happen. So what I decided to do is just go with more of a fuller, kind of heavier fringe, and then have it dip down slightly. The next fringe that we're going to be doing, or the last one, will actually be coming upward, and then we're going to, on the second one, model coming up, we're going to actually change and keep a little asymmetric, even though we don't have a diamond-shaped face. All right, so first, let's assess where we're at. I do want these to be heavy. I'm going to use the finer tooth of the comb. We have a little bounce to the hair. This might be, how's the camera angle if I'm in a way? All right, so. You know what I could do? Could you run and get my blow dryer? Just X Adam where it would be? He'll know. Or any blow dryer. Alright, so watch out. What's that? you have a blow dryer, Nicole? Awesome. We can just gonna plug it in right there and you can turn it on. That would be nice of you, thank you. We're running a little crazy in here. So what I'm doing is I'm just working opposite of the direction I moved in, just to ensure that I have a nice balance from it. If you're used to working in one direction, you can. I just find sometimes that it will push in that direction. So I'm just going to the outer banks, inner bank, outer bank. I'm going to grab this blow dryer really quick. We're actually not used to this out here. It's usually got no humidity whatsoever. Everyone's like, I'm so hot today, I'm so hot. And I figured out that the humidity is like booming out here. It's like 80%. So on that note, we have had sticky hair all day. So all the clients have had hair sticking to their face in the salon. All right, so I have the little line established. I'm just going to kind of let it loosely fall in my hands. Let's see where we're at. Now I'm just going to kind of clean up from the outside. Elevating it out a little bit is going to add a little bit of graduation. We're going to clean that up. So I took a little bit off and then I went opposite. I didn't like the way it was laying, so I actually went opposite and came inward. So I'm just going to release the little bit of tension that I had and go from there. So we went with the natural movement of the fringe. We didn't re-blow dry. I wanted to kind of work with the blow dry that was naturally in there today. I know that's how it's going to pretty much naturally be blow dried by our model. And because it's kicking, we're going to go a little more in. I'm going to step back because my head's crooked. So we didn't actually cut these in wet to begin with, so I would definitely suggest always cutting them wet. We're kind of doing a dry segment here, so we could eliminate some of the blow drying. So I was going to say, last week we had a lucky dozen. The lucky dozen that viewed in to see us live caught the episode, and then some reason 6 minutes in, it stopped recording. So we want to apologize for that, but that just says tune in. Hopefully you don't miss it. thought I turned it off. It's that new iPhone. I haven't figured it out yet.
Oh, is it now?
Yeah, secret buyer.
Too classy.
Yeah, that's why I can't show it to anyone. It's not actually available till tomorrow. But I was really nice to someone at the store, and they were like, "Oh, you'll get it. You'll get it by midnight tomorrow," which was yesterday. So I don't want to get anyone in trouble and show them. But it is really cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it so classy? Did you get the big one?
No.
The big Mamba Jamba?
No. I don't like anything that big in my pockets.
I understand that.
Unless it's like, $100 bills. Actually, I don't even like those in my pocket.
Well, I'll gladly take any of them off your hand.
Yeah. I'm kind of liking that, so I'm actually not going to cut all of it. Ooh, I did catch it. The first thing I said, I'm not going to catch that. You're okay. Not going to do that again.
Billy, you have a fan. Tinkerbell's excited that you're on tonight.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, we've been going back and forth for the past few weeks here. I know Adam was supposed to be with you guys tonight. I was very shocked to hear that I was doing this. All the major plans I have in this new city I live in, I had to cancel. It was so major. But Adam was like, "Would you like to do this one more time?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?"
You are a man about town, though.
I am. I do like to get out. So I don't even know if I want to bring this up. All right, I might as well since we're just cutting hair. So I heard about this festival this weekend.
The chicken festival?
The chicken festival. Wait, was there a fried chicken fest?
That's what I thought. My friend was like, oh no, they're just like celebrating how beautiful chickens are. I'm like, oh, I want to eat them.
I went to something called the Louisiana Fest. I've got to say.
Was it not any part of Louisiana?
No, it was definitely Louisiana, but you ever go into the best way I could explain it was you ever walk into a house and you see a nice bowl of fruit and you're like, oh yes, I'm going to eat some of that, and you pick it up and it's plastic?
Oh.
What a bummer.
Oh.
The food looked real,
And you're like,
and it looked really good, but I got to say, it did not taste anything like it should have.
was there something that you were craving that you're like,
Oh yeah.
What were you most disappointed by, should be the question.
I wasn't disappointed by the music. They had some really great Zydeco bands, which was really cool. But I will say, I don't even know if I should be talking. I chewed gum. She's all right. So I was like, oh, they got jambalaya. They had it all. They had jambalaya. They had crawfish. Everything. And I'm like, this is going to be great. So the crawfish, I mean, you got to be good at boiling crawfish.
Yeah.
Boiled way too long. And they only boiled them in the morning, so they sat out there all day. I was like, oh my God, I hope I don't get sick when I heard that. So I go to eat the jambalaya, And I'm like, oh, this looks like the right color. It looks pretty good. It looks like they, you know, cooked it for a long enough time, and they got all the Trinity and everything in it, like kind of melted down. Didn't really see chunks of it. But then I go to eat it, and I'm like, oh my God, they didn't cook it long enough. The other thing about it was, I was like, this was not cooked in a black cast iron kettle, like the big, you know, use like the big kettles. So I actually got to meet the woman, you know, who threw it, who's supposedly from Louisiana. And when I talked to her, I was like, listen, I was like, I got to ask a question. I was like, I really don't think that the jambalaya was cooked in a black kettle, you know. And she's like, don't say anything. I was like, what?
She wasn't expecting your presence. She wasn't expecting a real Louisianan to come on in.
Oh, they had some real Louisianans in there. I met a guy. I met this guy, Preston, who wanted to dance with, he was dancing with all the ladies, and he was dancing with, you know, some women I was hanging out with. I was like, oh no, this guy's a really good dancer. I was like, I guarantee you he's from down there. And turns out he actually is from Louisiana, not down south, but he's riding bulls here, which I guess would say he's a good dancer. So he's like a bull rider. All the women loved him. And he took this woman out of a walker and was swinging her around. I was like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. Yeah, he was really going to town. But no, you know, so I was like, oh, I'm going to get a little home good taste, you know, get some food. And I was like, well, what can you do? So, you know, they had a couple of items. I was just like, no worries.
Like trying to get Italian food for me.
Yeah.
It never tastes just quite right.
Why does it never taste just quite right?
You know, you're used to grandma's cooking.
Oh, I got you. That's what I should have been doing. Just go for it. So just to avoid getting scissor happy and try to go in there and cut more, I just dropped that section over to see what it looked like, and I really like it. So it's going to keep me from going in there and actually cutting more. So I'm not going for this. I mean, I am going for a straight line, but I'm not going for this like crunched laser look. You're seeing what's going on. It got a little bit of like edge to it, little kind of, you know, it's kind of 70s. You got a little bit of the frizziness, the frayediness, nice shine, and that's it. So with the hair and the way it's growing and it curves, I have decided to actually just go with it and not side to side, as you realize. I want to know, actually, someone told me last week that the mic was not picking up. Is it sounding okay? Anyone out there can comment?
Well, they were commenting on your story, so it seems like it.
Okay.
Picking up on the levels over here.
So we got a little bit of sisters going on, no twins over here, which is going to be nice. I never realized till I started doing this how much I use a mirror and how much that mirror is my friend.
What do you find to be the most difficult thing when cutting a fringe? Or is there one?
There is, every fringe you cut. I think the crazy part about it is you kind of get into what you're doing, but you know, even if you're satisfied, like Adam was saying, it's the only thing that you look at. So it's like, are they gonna like that every day? Because I don't know. It's like some days I've been wearing my hair up a lot. I like it down, but without the humidity here, except for today. I wore it down today, but it was just so frizzy. Had a lot of body to it, which was nice. I could have probably got a really cool Elvis thing going if it was shorter, but or even better than that, Jeffrey Campbell. All right, so obviously we're gonna have a little bit of hair. I guess our models are out having drinks in the back because I really don't see them. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, it's about time. I'm gonna step back. I just have to see what the balance looks like, but yeah, we're there. Let's see. Look straight up at me. How do we look on camera?
Get in there nice and close.
I got it. Perfect. Alrighty. You're definitely gonna have to dust your face off once you get over there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, number one.
So Joe, comb 1 goes in the back.
Yes.
Comb 2 comes out for the next head of hair.
Oh, look at how you did that. Way to keep it clean.
Keeping it clean. Sanitize. How many combs a day do we have? As many clients as we have. All right, so who's going to be up next? Okay.
Why are we showing audibles out there?
Ah. All right, so we all know this face. Seen it a million times. We've seen it in some, what magazine? Launchpad, Modern Salon? Yeah. All right, we've seen this face. All right, this is Nicole. She actually works here at AJF, and we're just gonna. She kind of was asking me today if I could get a fringe trim on her, and I was like, yeah, let's do that. We were working today. She actually did models all day, or clients, I should say, and actually came out excellent.
There's some low sound, so maybe if you could move
Excellent.
your phone up a little bit, if you can.
Let me guess. Who's typing in that we have low sound? All right. So what we're going to do a little different on this is we're going to, you know, the first one was a little more of a kind of 70s heaviness. But I was told I want a Betty Boo fringe, something that swerves up. So I'm going to do it all at once, so it kind of has that little chunkiness to it, and then we're going to clean it up. So you know what? This hair is thick. I'm doing it in 2 sections. Because if I don't get that line in there, that angle, Nicole will never let me live that down. So I'm going to have to go a little further over. I want to see an even distribution of my fringe just so I know that I've got that right angle on it. So I'm going to take the high peak of the eyebrow and go with that. This is great because Nicole's hair is really curly, so it's going to spring up so nicely. So nice. Not the sound you want to hear when cutting fringe, but all right. Here we go. Are you hot, Joe?
Oh, just trying to make sure I get a good image. You know?
Blow dryer time. Hold on, don't move. All right. I'm going to tell you, I am hot under these lights, but
Ooh-wee.
It's like a sauna.
Oh,
oh, we're good. I'm going to step over this way. I'm going to look over here.
smile.
All right, so now what I'm going to do is, now that I saw this in a computer, Model 3 just got scared and ran. It's like,
No, thank you.
So over the eyebrow, I'm coming in. Sorry guys, I'm so close and without a mirror, it's like killing me.
How would you recommend cutting a bang on someone with with a severe widow's peak? Would you need to go in with a thicker bang so that it lays flat?
severe widow's peak, if it's pushing to the center, yeah, you're definitely gonna have to work with that a little harder. But usually, if you're talking about if it's just coming down lower, depending, yeah, I would just do kind of a heavier fringe. You can do something a little more wispy, but something that's definitely, you know, controllable and has enough weight behind it to lay or push. If it's got a strong directional growth movement and it's really pushing towards the center, that's kind of a, you know, you're just gonna have to, really there's two ways around it. You're gonna have to blow dry it. You're gonna have to cut it in and explain to them how to blow dry it to really avoid that. You can go a little further back depending on how lean you'll keep your section coming in from the further back from where the head shape changes. I mean, that's a great question. I haven't had a client in a long time with that, so I'm trying to remember, like, what would I do? I mean, if you're gonna get really creative and you wanna cut like a nice fringe, yeah, you can definitely do like the urchin one where it's like longer and it just kind of peeks out a little shorter in the corners. But generally, if it's that strong and it's really pushing to the center, I mean, you've got two options. You're just gonna basically have to blow dry it and put a really soft kind of softness to it, so when it moves around, you don't see it. I was thinking heavy but soft. So what we have going on, I want to just see how this is moving around and get back. Hopefully that answered your question. Actually, I'll try to find someone. Halloween's coming up, maybe like Eddie wants to, we'll stop by or something, I don't know. We'll figure that one out. But yeah, I'll definitely, I used to just take them off, but that was like with a lot of younger girls, like older women, older clients that I've had. I really haven't had to deal with that too much. I used to see it a lot. I don't really see it that often anymore, which is kind of different. Nicole has it though, so I'm glad y'all asked. No, I'm just kidding. The balance doesn't look right with me standing on top, so I'm gonna move. And look, I think I'm coming up higher. Let's see. Yeah, the balance is not there. So definitely when starting these, always go a little longer, just so if you're going shorter, you can check the balance. Nicole's had her fringe cut really short before, so can't really run into an error there. Are you sleeping back there? That's what I heard, walking in on you and you were sleeping in class. And everyone's gonna see you on camera and be like, slacker. No, we're just joking around.
Stay after school and be on Federico Live.
Exactly. We don't have detention hall. We have you getting your fringe cut off. No choice.
You taught me today. Just shake my head.
Well, we're not dealing with the back hairline.
Well, maybe it might be the same.
Why don't you explain what we did, Nicole? What are you talking about? What did you do in your client today?
Well, I did a graduated bob. And when I was cutting the back hairline, Billy had told me to make my client lean back and just the head and shake her head out and then lean forward, and when you lean forward you would see how the hairline is going to lay by itself after the client is walking around all day. And you know, doing her thing. So after she had done that, I had seen where I also had to cut. It was a very nice trick.
I'm glad you got that.
I hope
now
that makes sense.
yeah,
I
now I have
don't
to pass you on it.
Yeah.
I'll go change that. All right, so we got the shape in that we wanted. Now we're just gonna filter a little bit just to keep it a little soft on that line. You'll be able to see up the bottom jumps up. I can work on fringe all day long.
Any questions over there?
Any questions? No one's interested? They're like, you just doing fringe.
Well, they just say you talk so quietly, so why even ask questions?
I know. Well, usually I'm talking so much. All right, we pretty much finished with Nicole, I think. Let's see. Get a little break.
Super cute. Nice.
Thank you.
Got that right corner.
Haven't seen them yet, so
Yeah.
as long as there's positive things coming back.
That's the other benefit of not having a mirror. The client doesn't know what's happening.
Mm-mm.
What are they
Just
doing
gotta
to me?
rely on Billy's skills.
All right, we're gonna go with that, and I'll show you tomorrow. I'll probably be cleaning something up. We're gonna see.
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
Number 3.
We'll put this,
All right, there you go.
we'll eliminate this comb again.
Like slide up your microphone.
I'm gonna,
Is that good? Lay right here. Need to get low.
I'll get it in. Let's see. Now from a distance, yeah, I'm gonna have to clean that. Yeah. Looks good. Let me see how it shifts tomorrow, because I know it's curly. But you know, it's really funny. Like being in, it's really funny because like where I'm from, like in New Orleans, they have a lot of like that kind of look going on, like depending on what era they're dressing up in. But man, it is so crazy. It's like they're all, because of the humidity down there, they never lay right.
Now, like I guess you would cut hair with the humidity in mind, knowing how it's gonna frizz.
Yeah, you do. You learn a lot about it. It's been a little tricky, a little different here, but I'm catching on.
I really like them, Billy.
Thank you. They're not too short for you, huh?
Nope.
Let's see. Okay, cool. Yeah, you look good.
I dig it.
All right, so what we have in Mandy's hair, she's actually growing it out. It's really soft on the edge. I'm actually gonna, too many students. How many students do we have here? Like 200 and something. I'm still learning all the names.
212 as of
200
today's count.
As of today's count, 200. Oh my gosh, we must have had a few graduate. Number was higher. So yeah, I'm still adjusting to all the names. You are 197.
I just call him you. Hey
You.
you.
Hey you.
Oh, it's nice to see you again.
Model 3.
Model 3, you got it. All right, so I know that we are moving to the right. The fringe is moving to the right. I'm actually going to make this a little stronger. See where we're at. And I'm actually going to use a dry cutting comb for this one. And work this off of the corner and come a little asymmetric with this. So I'm going to lift it because I'll take care of that later, that line. I'm kind of lifting it out from the head, and I'm going to follow the curving that I have. So this one's just going to be a little bit longer towards the right side. I just want to open up that left eye a little bit. It's really nice to kind of figure out if the hair is moving in a direction you really need it to with the parting. And it kind of is working to my benefit because of the difference of the eyes. So I'm going to open this eye up a little bit more and balance them out. The hair definitely will be a little airy, so you'll be able to see the other eye. But I'm also expecting them to be pushed over a little bit. So when that happens, they'll continue to get longer. I see that happening, so that means I'm just going to come in this corner a little bit more. And that way they'll swing a little nicer. So because of the hair, and it's got a, it's not super dense, I'm going to take same section in, not as much hair, and follow this. Oh, our friend is back. I know, I was asking, like, what goes on? And everyone's like, oh, that's normal for Sacramento this time of the year.
The balminess?
Huh?
Like the humidity?
No, the
Oh, the flies?
flies.
Yeah, there's always flies.
It's crazy because I was sitting outside. I'm like, oh, there's no food around here. There's nothing around. Oh, but it's so funny. Okay, go back to Louisiana Fest. So the flies were all over the table. We couldn't get rid of them. Like, God, man, I'm trying to eat, damn it. So I was like, oh, well, and then the person we were with had this bright idea. They were like, oh, well, the crawfish that we already broke apart, we'll put in a pile over here so all the bugs go in that center. And we moved down. And it actually worked, except when the guy came by to pick up the trash, he picked it up, and it was like he dropped the big old barrel drum garbage can because all these flies were like, they all came out, like probably like 50 of them. It was so funny. But, oh yeah, to get back to that, Cajun Tinkerbell, you're going to love this one. All right, let's see if you can guess. They were serving crawfish in cardboard containers, like a little French fry basket, whatever. 2 pounds. 1 potato, 1 piece of corn, no sausage. Tell me the price you think it was. Let's see if we get an answer. You are going to laugh when I tell you how much they were.
I'm gonna say about $12, but
I wish.
oh man.
I wish. We'll see what Cajun Tinker says.
Usually also like Father's Day weekend around here, out on the Delta, there's a town called Isleton, and they have a crawdad festival.
Yeah, that's what everyone kept telling me about. They're like really good. All the crawfish are really good out here. They're pretty much all year round, and that's what I was expecting. But I don't know what the deal was going on here.
Experienced boilers probably.
Supposedly they were from, she said they were from Louisiana, so I was like, okay, but they weren't, I don't know. But I'm not complaining, Sunday was a good day. They actually had one of the chiefs, the Indian chiefs from New Orleans, come down. They had some people from Tower of Power. They had a couple of good funk brass bands. Actually, I met some that are going to be playing this weekend. I can't wait to go hear. But to get back, so I'm just on a like really old classic kind of asymmetric fringe that's going to round out right to the cheekbone. I think it's a great hair texture to do it on. It'll move around.
$35 is what Cajun Tinkerbell.
Wow. Well, you overshot it a little bit, but I will say it was $20 for 2 pounds.
Really?
And I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
Because, 12 pounds of crawfish, you get probably, what, like 6 ounces of meat, maybe?
I don't know. For 2 pounds of crawfish?
Yeah. Not a lot of meat contained in those little buggers.
Well, no, but it's all about sucking the heads.
It is. That, yes. What would you pay for that, like, back home?
I used to go to this awesome place. I don't even know if I should say it, but I'll give a shout out to my friend. He never watches the show. Jaeger's. My friend John, I went to school with, his grandfather opened up this place called Jaeger's, a seafood restaurant, a long time ago. They've been all over New Orleans, like different areas. But his was the best boilers in town. Oh my gosh, the best crawfish you can get. And the best pricing. I mean, you go in-house and eat. It's a restaurant. And Wednesdays and Thursdays, I believe, they're like $2.99 a pound. In-house boil, yeah. Which is really inexpensive over the past few years. Now, if you go to the other nights, they're like $4 something. But usually buying them and taking them home and eating them is like $3, $4 a pound.
That is crazy. Down here, they're $3.99 a pound live and $5.99 cooked.
Well, I won't even tell you what oysters cost.
Yeah.
In New Orleans, well, you can get oysters really good price. I was getting oysters for about $5 a dozen.
Really?
You're not getting that,
Yeah,
or $4.
Down here, you're lucky to get them a buck a piece.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
What's sad is we have like Tamales Bay so close, and such a big oyster production.
Well, someone's making their money.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how this looks. What I'm going to do. Yeah. So right now I'm just filtering them out. I don't want to add any layers to them. So what I'm doing is I'm elevating and dusting that line. And basically it's just going to help it soften and bevel a little bit and move. So I've got to really be careful. See? Grabbing it and it's coming out of its region. So I don't want to lose too much, and I want to keep in mind as I lift it, because it is on an angle, I want to keep that embezzlement going. I don't want it to fold over, increase width, gets a little more sparse and longer. Okay, so we took a little bit of an edge off of a stronger fringe line, more noticeable from like the 60s. I did it on this finer texture hair, a little more sparse towards the tips, but I'm softening it up. Don't want to make it layered, it'll be too soft, but strong enough to offset the rest of the haircut, soft enough to move around. Sounds like a shaman ad.
Just no little cuddly bear.
All right, let's see where we're at. I'm trying to see that computer. God, my eyesight's getting worse as I get older. Now I can't see here. I can't see right in front of my face, which is really killing me because I pick up product bottles now, and now I can't read them. I got to get a new prescription.
Does that mean you're going to the world of bifocals?
that means I'm going to the world of bifocals. I don't know. I might take a test. I might say trifocals. Who knows? All right. That is a really killer 100-inch computer screen y'all have up there. It's really easy for me to see.
Eventually we need to feed it out to this thing so you can see the live feed.
Exactly. That's going to be nice. Hey, you saw the new TVs coming out, right? The ones that are flat, they roll up and get sent to you. Yeah. What are they, like $10,000? Not bad. So I brought the hair out, and now, we're going to come on this side. I want to show a little bit. So I combed the hair down, and I want to open up this beautiful face. Great face, great features. All right, so I think we got this finished up. And thanks again for joining us for another episode. Is this 15, 16? I think episode 16.
We're number 15 again.
We're number 15 again because 15 didn't get recorded for some reason. But like I said, there was that lucky dozen that caught us live. Let everyone know, tune in live just in case it happens again. It shouldn't. We're getting most of those difficulties taken care of. Thanks for your patience, guys. Thanks for joining us for another episode, and we'll keep trying to bring some different things to the table just to shake it up a little bit and get the format different so you're not expecting to see the same kind of routine each week, even though it's different haircuts. So I want to thank Adam for coming up here and talking about all the business stuff, because I would have definitely not handled that or skipped over some of those things. And well, I do know that we have October, we have Douglas McCoy coming up, and I hung out with that guy this weekend. He was awesome. Him and DJ Muldoon, as Adam said earlier, was out here, and they did the stage, they did a classroom setting, on hands-on with the students, the stylists that actually took that class, and they did a great morning presentation, and they did a stage presentation. Those guys are really awesome. They work great together, actually. So that was DJ Muldoon, and then he was a busy man off to some other place doing another seminar. So I want to thank those guys for coming out this weekend, and I actually want to say, you know, Douglas McCoy's salon just opened up. So congratulations, House of Pop opened. I think it was a soft opening. Let us know what's going on, buddy. We're following you. And yeah, so we've got, let's see, that's the 2015, which I don't want to go over because that's Adam's deal. But yes, so we have Douglas McCoy on the 19th and 20th of October. Tickets are going fast for that. Going to be hands-on, haircutting, all about his branding of haircutting, and that's going to be very interesting. So it's not going to be the same show as last year or the same seminar and workshop. He's going to touch base on a few different things from what I understand, and that's a guy you never want to miss. He's always got something great to say, and I learned a lot from him this weekend about branding, because that's like kind of, you know, social media is not my strongest point, but I'm working on it, and he gave me a few good tips, so I'm going to keep up with that. and he'll be out. And then David Gatt on October 27th will be in. So we want to keep those two guys in mind. And yeah, so we've got, you know where to hit us up, Federico Advanced, AJFsalon.com, and what is the Federico.edu. So our advanced tag. So that way you can get tickets and come to the events. They're awesome, as always. We will see you next week. Actually, I am not going to be doing next week. I am off. I'm going to give you guys a break of me. And you guys are going to tune in, and it should be Adam will be back in town. He had to run out of here and go out of town on business as usual. But we will get him back in the house here, I think, Monday or Tuesday. And he'll be your host next week. And I believe also someone else from the salon of AJF. I think it might be Andy, who will be in here with you guys and girls. So thanks again for tuning in. We will see you guys again next week. And keep you posted of up and coming things on the calendar. And again, bye-bye. Have a great night. Have a drink for me. I'm going to get mine now.